Everybody, how are you doing today? It's so very nice to have you here. And today I wanted to speak a little more about our upcoming 3-week intensive that begins this coming Sunday. Nothing ever happened. Suffering, nervous system, and how not to believe the mind. And before I go there, I just wanted to remind everybody, with everything that is going on in the world and the news and different things that can be stirring you up and taking your attention, I just want to remind us all that that it's possible to come back here. That it's without denying what's going on in the world, we can always come back here. And find the peace and rest and solace that we are looking for. So nothing ever happened. It's a very powerful description of reality. And of course, if we try to understand this, that there may be a problem with that. However, that description, points very, very directly to the nature of reality, to the nature of all of our experience. So first of all, we need to remember that, or we need to realize over and over and over and over again that everything arises in presence. That all experience begins in our true nature, that it arises from our true nature, that it exists in our true nature, and that it also subsides in our true nature as well. And as long as, the focus of our attention is, or our reliance is on the mind and on the senses, which the mind and the senses describe reality for us, they describe the world for us, they describe the experience for us. So as long as our attention is relying on that, we are going to be perceiving experience, thought, feeling, sensation, emotion. The world itself, right? The world itself arises in presence. So as long as our focus, our attention, our reliance is on the mind, on the senses, we will be focused on what arises from presence. Not so much on the very substratum, not so much on the very spaciousness or silence or stillness. That is the very fabric or the very container of everything that arises here. So when our attention shifts from that, and this is the paradox that the mind can't understand, and yet when you are resting in presence, that's an obvious, experiential understanding. When our attention shifts away from that, now we begin to experience the substratum, the very essence of all experience. And then we can notice how the world, thought, feeling, sensation, emotion, the world in general, how the world manifests here. We can also notice that. And as we go through, the different stages of quieting the mind, at some point we come to a place called the quiet mind. Quiet, mind still present. It's not wrong, it's just a description, right? The mind is still present, but it's very, very quiet. And in this quietude, we can already experience and know, that there's the substratum here. And then there's everything that arises. As a matter of fact, in the quiet mind already, when you're really quieted, there is no manifestation present, right? No manifestation present. And yet this statement, this very powerful statement, nothing ever happened, goes even farther than that. It goes beyond the quiet mind, right? It goes directly into knowing, identifying yourself as the substratum, presence, consciousness, as that which we really are. And as we do, and as you experience that, in this experience, there is a very clear realization that that which we are does not move. It does not go anywhere. It does not appear and disappear. It does not cover any distance. It does not arise. It doesn't fall. It's just absolutely, simply, unmovably here. So as we know this directly, that's when we realize, nothing ever happens, right? Or nothing ever happened. Because for the happening, we need the mind. For the happening, we need the senses. For the happening, we need perception. When all of that is gone, temporarily or permanently, but when we are not relying on that, then we can realize very, very directly, nothing is happening right now. So I will be speaking about this more, and even when I say that, I have to smile because it's the last thing we want to speak about, right? And yet, I want to be able to guide you experientially into this, and into this really powerful experiential understanding that aside from the mind, aside from the perceptions of the mind and the senses, there is that unmovable substratum that doesn't go anywhere and in which nothing ever happens. So I'm very much looking forward to our time together. If you like these videos, please comment, please subscribe, please share. You have been commenting more. I really appreciate that. It just makes this more visible, more accessible. And also just a reminder, if you are new to the programs that I offer, you can come for free for the first week, or we have a special price for you for the 3 weeks. And I am very much looking forward to that.